Tie me up in your madness, hold me down in chains. Did I mess up the balance? Are you precious game? Did you forget? I can take what I want if I want what I want it. So if you're done now, let's begin. I don't need anyone tell me what to do, just myself and me. Just trust me, nothing goes steady. I'm full of proof. I'm flying so free. Hey, crazy lovely. This is your girl Holly back at it once again on my Tinker's Secrets channel. Okay, so I said like long time ago, probably over like 6, 8 months ago, that I was gonna do a Harley Quinn video. So here's my PowerPoint presentation of my Harley Quinn video, my alter ego, my Muse. And all I'm going to do is just show you some slides, talk about some comparisons and some contrasts between me and her and how I feel like I relate to her so much. As you know, she is one of my favorite DC characters. I pretty much go for the villains rather than heroes because I feel like I sympathize more with the villains because they're outsiders than the heroes. So, yeah. And I wanted to show you this right here. My brother Lance bought this for me last Christmas. And I super love it. I haven't found where I want to hang it yet. But I super love this. It's great. So, yes, I am a big Harley Quinn fan. I even have her Mad Love novel book. I'm just a big fan of hers. And so let's get started. I hope everybody is having a nice week to start. It's only Tuesday. My week started off pretty stressful, but I am winding down. And to alleviate the stress, I decided to do this video for you guys. I don't know if you guys can see my makeup. The lighting in here is either too bright or I don't know. I don't have either enough light in this room or I have too much light. So, anyway, let's get started. Alright, so funny by nature and fun loving. Okay. Harley and Poison Ivy friendship. Okay, let's talk about Harley and Poison Ivy friendship. Everybody knows about Harley and Poison Ivy. They become real tight and they have this extraordinary friendship. And I want to talk about that for a little bit. Besties. Harley and Ivy, partners in crime. Both are geniuses and care about each other. So, yeah, so they're both are very smart. You know, Poison Ivy is more scientifically smart, more of an environmentalist. Um, Harley Quinn is philosophical smart. You know, she deals with stuff going on in the mind and feeling stuff like that. You know, and they seem to work well together. The yin and the yang. Poison Ivy is not much of a people person. She's all about planets and healthy plant life. Harley and Ivy are together. When Harley and Ivy are together, there's nothing but fun times. So yeah. Poison Ivy is antisocial. She's more of an introvert, so to speak. She doesn't really want to deal with people when she doesn't have to. She's kind of like to stay in her own lane and do her own thing. Harley is completely opposite of that. She's just outgoing. She loves to be in center of attention. She's very just energetic, and so she loves being around people. People excite her. She feeds off the energy of other people. That's just her nature. And that's how I come across. I just love being around people. I love being the center of attention. I just, um, you know, I'm very sociable. And I think when Harley pairs up with Poison Ivy, she brings that sociable side out of Ivy where it wasn't before. Let's see, where Ivy doesn't really partake in expressing herself to people or her feelings, Harley is very vibrant and sociable and is able to entice Poison to become her full self. So when Ivy kind of just want to crawl into her little shell, Harley brings um, another side out of her to just learn to be herself and to just learn and like and become more acceptable to, be around people. Okay. And their sisterhood, they are loyal to each other and know each other's intimate secret. When you develop a close friendship, a bond with somebody, especially another female, you develop a sisterhood. You tell each other all your secrets, all your little dirty, dark secrets, the things you would never tell anybody else, not even your parents, possibly. And that means you really trust that person and you really care about the person to share that with them, and y'all become real tight. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to compare how I think me and my bestie are kind of like um, Poison Ivy and Harley. So me and my bestie, my friend and I are completely opposites, but we have a close bond. My friend is she's more of an observer. She's more very conservative. She kind of hangs in the background a little bit. She's not really out there like I am. But she's a really cool chick, she's really cool. And, I love her for it. And she's very statuesque. She's tall. Every time I see the Poison Ivy comments, or every time I see Poison Ivy on comments or on TV shows, she seems like she's really more taller than Harley, and very statuesque. She got like a curvaceous body, and that's how my best friend is shaped. She's tall, very statuesque, curvaceous body, but she carries herself very well. She's a very beautiful lady. So where I am short and sassy, she's tall and curvaceous. And we're both classy, and sometimes we're a little bit over the top. When you get to us together, there's no stopping us. Whatever we want to do, if we got our mind set on plan on doing it, it's gonna be like a crazy weekend, crazy fun time. It's just no stopping us. Like, I remember me and my best used to be a life of the party. We will party from like Wednesday up to Sunday. I hardly came home. I think I came home long enough to change clothes and then go back out. Um, and at the same time, I was working a 40 to 60-hour full-time job. And I don't know how I kept up with that pace and stayed working, but I did it. I mean, me and my friend partied like hard rock stars. I mean, we was always out doing something, anything. And at the time, neither of us had a vehicle. I still don't have a vehicle, but at the time, neither of us had a vehicle, and we was going out the most without any wheels. And then we was always getting caught up in some crazy stuff. It's always fun times with her. It's still fun times with her. It's just more different now because now we're more mature. We got more responsibilities. We're trying to take care of family life. But that side pops out from time to time. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? It pops out from time to time. So, and what else? What connects our relationship to Ivy and Harley is we both are about improving ourselves and keeping each other positive and motivated for the best of life. So, even though we had wild, crazy times, I can always count on my friend for motivation, for positive outlet, for some input on advice, and vice versa. So we care about each other enough to want to help each other grow and become better women and better people for ourselves, each other, and for our families and for the people within our community. And I think that's where Harley and Ivy really click. Even though Harley is mad, crazy, and just really energetic and really kind of just intensely out there, and Harley is, more just closed off and, you know, really reserved. She checks Harley when she's wrong. She, lets her know what she's good at things, and she lets her know where she needs to grow at. And you could see them helping each other, especially in the DC universe series. You could see how they help each other and how their friendship bond. Now, I want to make a note out there that me and my friend connect just like Poison Ivy and Harley, except for the lesbianism side. No, no. That's never happened to me and my friend. We just very, very close on a sisterhood level. So that part we do not have in common. We never had in common. Nothing like that. So I just want to make a mental note out there. But yeah. So let me get my little drink real quick. Mm, okay. Harley Quinn and Tinctress. So you know I'm Tinctress. We're gonna talk about her intelligence and sexuality, or comparing our intelligence and sexuality on both parts on this slide here. Okay. So Harley Quinzel and why? I meant to put my also equal name up here, but I didn't. Oh well, it's up here now. So now you guys know my real name. It's all good. I'm not ashamed of it. It's a nice name. Okay, so on this side, what you have is the doctor will see you now. So Dr. Harleen Quinzel, that was her real official name, Dr. Harleen Quinzel, was a psychiatrist intern at Arkham Asylum. She was a superb student, received high grades in high school and college. She was a dedicated gymnast. She won a scholarship to Gotham City University. As for myself, Tink, Maria, whatever you want to call me, I am a writer and poet, so I'm more of a philosophical spiritualist. What I do, I philosophize a lot about spirituality. Um, what does life really mean? Why do we exist? Why are we on this earth? Stuff like that. I delve into that type of realm in my mind frame from time to time. I've also won 3 certificates of excellence for poetry by an organization called Great Poems of the Western World. I had a poem published in a Scallywag magazine called Bruja. And I sold and self-published 20 copies of Tears of a Clown, which you can go and cop on Amazon.com. I think I have a link on my banner on top of my YouTube channel that you can click if you're interested in getting that book. Free to get it. It's still up there. And it's a pretty good poetry book. I've also obtained a B- GPA by attending Southern New Hampshire University for my bachelor's degree in English literature language, which I am proud to say I graduated from May 1st, and I am very happy I stuck with it. It was a long 4 years. So I see what I want to do is, like, you see both very smart, headstrong female individuals. Both have different interests in their smartness, but it's there. Okay. All right, now, did I go through all my slides already? Let's go back, make sure. I can't go back. Okay. Maybe I did go through all my slides. I felt like I was missing something. Okay. I won't know till after this recording, guys. I think my thing skipped a few slides, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, let's now let's talk about her debacle love affairs. I've had debacle love affairs as well. To name a few, I'm only going to talk about maybe 2 or 3. So, but yeah. So first, I want to talk about Harley Quinn and Deadpool. I know you're going to say, why you start with Deadpool when she was with Joker first? It's the reason why I'm going backwards with that. Okay, so just bear with me. Okay. Mm-hmm. And sorry, I don't have any anime, guys. But I was so tired and exhausted from working 8 hours, getting my son from daycare. And when I had pull up this presentation, I realized I had to polish it up a bit and add some more slides, and I just didn't have the energy. I knew I had to do this video because it's been long, long overdue. And I figured, well, I'm animation enough, I hope. So anyway, so let's talk about Harley and Deadpool. Okay, Lucky Charm. Very funny, talkative, smart, affectionate, romantic. Okay, so I dated this guy named Lucky. I'm gonna call him Lucky. And I did a video on him like maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. Maybe 2 years ago. I did a video on him called A Wolf in Sheep's Clothing. It got like over 95 views. I know you seen it. I was kinda like dissing this guy off. But I dated this guy and he reminded me of a lot of Deadpool for only a few stuff. That he was very funny. He had very intense, energetic energy that I connected with. He was very caring, and um, Deadpool has a very morality side to him, a very strong morality side to him. He's low key aggressive and he's low key bad. He's kind of like an anti-hero too, quote unquote. Kind of like Harley is an anti-hero. Like she's not completely all the way bad and she's not completely all the way good. And Deadpool kind of meets in the middle like she does. Um, and I found out he's a pansexual too. Um, the spouse that I was with at the time wasn't a pansexual. I was just putting that out there. But they had characteristics like he's goofy. I don't know if you've seen the first Deadpool movie. I can't remember the guy's name that played him. I know his first name is Ryan, but he's goofy and mad funny, and he was a great Deadpool guy. When they cast him for it, he was a great Deadpool guy. But yeah, so he is very caring, very charismatic and affectionate, and my energy just pulled towards him because of that. And we was dating for like a whole year. Everything was lovely, but there was little red flags that I noticed but decided to ignore because he was spending a lot of money on me that I wasn't used to at the time for other guys, and I really, really liked him. So yeah, so also he's very talkative, which I am too. We can be up talking for hours about a lot of things, anything. We seemed like we had a lot in common. We were very spiritually in tune with one another. He liked the similar things that I like regarding movies and stuff. I mean, we just clicked really well. The energy was just really there. I mean, it was never a dull moment with this guy. He was really fun. And we both shared similar past pains. He uh, was divorced from his 7 year of marriage from his spouse who cheated on him mostly throughout the whole marriage. And I had just recently broke up with my spouse who, did me dirty and stuff like that. And it ended bad. So, that's why you see in this picture of Deadpool holding the head of Joker and Harley Quinn holding the head of one of his lovers, I think. I think his wife, Teresa, or maybe it's not her name. But anyway, yeah, I'm not familiar with everything about Deadpool. I've seen the movie, yes, but I'm not familiar with everything. Just nitbits and pieces, okay? So if I didn't fully note everything about Deadpool that was correct, please forgive me, okay? Anyway, this is Harley Quinn anyway. So this is my alter ego. So mostly this is about Harley Quinn. The other people are just put in there for glamours and effects. I'm just playing. But anyway, or people are just put in there for the people that she came in contact with and how it affected her life. So to speak. Now, yeah, I know you guys remember that pic. I know you guys remember that pic because that was on one of my videos 2.5 years ago. hmm I was gonna put a picture up there with him actually showing his face the way he looked like, but I thought I'm not gonna present that energy out there for his face is not he's not he's not worthy enough for his face to even be seen. So let's just continue. Let's just have it blotted out for right now. Unlucky scum. Yes. Secretive, low key aggressive. Small package. Had a double life, was attaining other women. Um, I'm not saying this compares to Deadpool at all. I'm just saying in general how, Harley Quinn gets herself into these love qualms like and she just falls with her like bam and just don't really try to take it slow and rationalize things until everything hits the fan. That's what happens. That exactly what happened to me with this guy right here. Smooth sailing for a whole year. And then on my birthday, 2 weeks for my birthday, he gets ghost on me and he just vanishes out the blue. Yeah. And I'm not gonna go into details of what happened. If y'all want to know what happened and with this guy, whatever, there is a video called Wolf in Sheep's Clothing that it is on my YouTube page. You can go look at it. It has the thumbnail image attached that looks like this. So, but yeah, found out my Prince Charming wasn't a Prince Charming. He was a frog, and I was blindsided by the glitz and glamour. And like they say, everything that glitters ain't gold. And so we are going to move on. Alright, Harley and Joker. Okay, side note before I get to Harley and Joker. Sorry, guys. Before I get to Harley, yes, Harley Quinn did have a few relationships with females. I was in the lesbian scene for a few years back in my day. I'm not gonna go into detail, but in my early 20s, I was in my lesbian years. I was dating women, so that's what we have in common. Just to put it out there. But I'm back to the Mandingo motherland now. Whoa. Anyway, let's get it. Bad love. Yes. So let's look at Harley and the Joker. Sadistic, crazy in love, dark desires, animalistic nature, impulsive behavior, manipulative. I mean, the list can go on and on and on, but, I didn't want to run my slide all the way down with all these little tag notes. Life and Tink, the guy down with now. Flirtatious, passionate, do not obey rules. And Harley and Joker didn't obey rules either. Sadistic, that's Joker. Animalistic nature, that's both of them. Manipulative, that's Joker. That's a little bit me too. I could be manipulative too. I just do it in a more softer way. I'm manipulative too. I have my manipulative moments where I can do certain things and it's manipulative. And I'm aware that that's what I'm doing. But it's more I would say it's more reserved than the manipulation that Joker or Life does to me or to other people. Mine is more reserved. And you don't really feel like you're being manipulated when I do it. You really don't feel like you're being manipulated when I do it. So, smart and charming. We're both smart. The Joker is smart in some sense, but Harley is smart. Is as smart, or I want to say more smart. Because she was a psychologist and all that stuff. We're both smart people, Life and Tink, and charming. Life is very charming. He has a very charismatic energy when he wants to turn it on. When he does turn it on, it is very magnetic. It pulls you in. Gullible. That's me all the way, Tink. Gullible. I think I've gotten better over the years. I hope. I think I got better over the years, but I am very gullible. Optimistic and a realist. So, optimistic. I'm very optimistic. I'm very, I'm always trying to find a positive side of everything, even though sometimes life really stresses me out and I get down the dumps on my own self and speak negative about my own self. And I think I've come a long way out of that. I'll quickly push those thoughts aside or find something else to make me feel more, energetic or things like that. Like today, I had a bum day, guys. Work, stuff going on. I mean, it's drama at work. It's hectic at home. They're not dealing with school. This pandemic, I don't know about you guys, it's finally getting to me. And I'm just so stressed out. And even though I spent those 2 days with my mother over last weekend, it wasn't enough for me. I could use another day or 3 days away, for real. It's really too much. But you know what? I say I'm not gonna let this be the start of my week of being bummed out. No, I'm gonna get all pretty when I get home. I'm gonna fix me a nice good drink. And I'm gonna do this video that I said I was gonna do over a year and a half ago and never did it. Cause this is what's gonna uplift my spirits, man. I gotta give something to my fans, my audience. And you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's the middle of the week. I mean, it's not even the middle of the week. It's the beginning, near the beginning of the week, and it's a weeknight, but I don't care. Like, I'm going to lift myself out the slums, and I'm going to do this thing. So that's where my optimism comes from. I like to always believe there's always a positive side. There's always a brighter day. There's always a rainbow somewhere. You gotta have hope. If you can't have hope, what else do you have? You gotta have belief. You gotta have faith that things going to get better. The tragedies, the tribulations, the obstacles and trials are all a test to see, to build up your character and to mold you to a better, stronger person. That's what I believe. Realist. Life is a realist. He's like, you know, this is what I see, this is what it is, this is what I know, this is what I rationalize in my mind, I'm logical, it's just blah. Realist. Not saying he's not a uplifting guy or he can't be an uplifting guy, but he he channels that differently than I do. That's all I can say about that. So yes, there we are. That go the alter ego Joker and the alter ego Harley Quinn. There I am with my boo. So as you know, Joker and Harley Quinn go back and forth a lot. They date other people, they separate, they get back together. They date other people, they separate, they get back together. So basically, it's like no matter how crazy it is, no matter how bad, no matter how hard, no matter how ugly it is, they always find their way back to each other because in their heart of hearts they love each other, and they're the only two people that actually get one another. They dated other people, they've had other love affairs, but those didn't last long because they were really meant for each other. And I know in certain comments, Joker finally ends up marrying Harley Quinn in certain comments, I think. And they have kids or whatever. So yeah. Then back again, off again, on again. The picture on the right is of as teenagers. The pictures of us on the left is us right now. So yes, we have a very long history, life and Tink. And hopefully, just like the Joker and Harley Quinn story, we will end up going down the aisle getting married. Hopefully, that's what I'm hoping. You know. We have a kid together, a beautiful boy who's 6 years old, and yeah, we've had a crazy topsy-turvy love affair. It's been going on for decades, for 6 years, maybe probably if you count this year, it's going on 7 years. It's off and on. It's hot, then it's cold. It's this, then it's that. It's crazy, then it's whack. It's whatever. But we're here. We're loving each other. We're trying to be better people. That's why I say he has changed a little bit from the Joker, because the Joker stays the Joker. But we're trying to be better people for each other because we really want this to work, and we, want to have a big family. We have big plans for the future for our lives, and we want this to work. So yeah, that's the black version of Harley Quinn and Joker, and that's my boo and me. So yeah, so I mean, that's our energy. Uh, Sometimes it could get really, really, really rocky. Um, but that's our energy, and we relate to one another, and you know, we understand our craziness. We understand, you know, we understand it in a certain level to where we know where to not to take it that far and where to kind of meet in the middle. Well, we're trying to do that, meet in the middle. So, like, if you can connect with somebody that matches your crazy, I think he's more a tad bit crazier than me. Um, right now, I don't know. I don't know who's crazier, me or him. But um, yeah. So if you have anybody that loves your dark side and can matches your crazy, stick with them. If it's in a good environmental setting. If it's, I'm not saying stick with some guy who's abusive. I know what you guys are gonna say. Joker was mean and abusive to Harley Quinn. He was. On that side, that's not what I'm dealing with. I deal with all the other crazy stuff, but that's not what I'm dealing with physically, uh, or at all now. But he's still crazy. We both are. But it's kind of it's twisted. It's dark. At the same time, you can relate. Everybody can relate to a certain dark side of a villain. You can relate to these characters. You've seen couples like this before, or similarities. Um, it's kind of like, they can't get right, but they're right for each other. And that's how I feel about me in life. We can't get right, but we're right for each other. I mean, we've been together for decades on end, and it's like we gotta get it right this time. If we can't get it right, no other time. So now, last but not least, we're gonna talk about. I'm sorry, guys, but I gotta do this. I gotta do this because I have a confession to make, guys. I can't pronounce certain words correctly all the time. I have a speech impediment and I have a lisp. And because people are die-hard English majors, I am an English major, but when I'm comfortable in my own setting, in my own skin, I talk how I want to talk. But because this is a psychological word, I want to get it right on camera. And I don't want to mess it up. And that's one of I display my weakness. I have a problem with certain words that I can't pronounce. I know how I can read it. I see what it says, but I feel like I'm not going to really know if I'm saying it right. Okay. So if you heard that, oh well. I just want to make sure I said it right. Histrionic personality disorder. So, we're gonna talk about our mental psyches between Harley Quinn and me. And when I looked this up, I've noticed a lot of things very similar to what I go through right now. No, I'm not a psychologist. No, I have not been diagnosed with the disorder, but it hits home to a lot of key points about how I relate to things and do stuff in my day-to-day life. Okay. I have been to a counselor some years ago that said certain things that they didn't really rightly diagnose me, but they said that I may be I let me see, let me look it up. It's always good to just go back to make sure you're saying the right stuff. Because people are so judgmental out here. You didn't pronounce that right and blah 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 blah. You know how it goes, okay? And I don't want to say anything. So I just want to make sure I say everything right and I get. Okay, so yeah, I've heard I've got hypomania. Um, characteristics. I've heard I had some other characteristics I'm not gonna name, but hypermania was one of them. But I've noticed this about me and Harley Quinn to the T. So that's why I put the historic and personality disorder up here. Intense, unstable emotions. Yes. I'm an empath, and I'm an extreme. I feel emotions very intensely than anybody else I know. I can read off other people's emotions and energy too. There are some people that want to gloat about the fact that I don't know them or how to register them like everybody else. But if I've been around you long enough, I know you, and I can register your moods and your mood swings and your emotions, and it affects me a lot because I'm a tense empath. And once, I mean, and this is still me. I go from 0 to 100 real quick. Once I'm upset, that's it. Once I'm really, really upset and mad and angry, that's it. Like, there's no calming me down. There's no trying to rationalize with me. There's none of that. Once you get me to that point, I'm done. I'm over it. It's a wrap. Self-esteem depends on the approval of others. I hate to say this about myself. Some time ago, yeah, like my self-esteem depended on what other people thought of me. Were they approve of me? I was a little bit of a people pleaser. I wanted to make sure my friends liked me. I wanted to make sure I made them laugh. I wanted to make sure, you know, I played my part. I was the party girl. I was the it girl. I was the girl you go to for laughs and fun. Um, Whatever I was going through at the time, I shut all that down and turn on the party button on. Um, I always want people to be proud of me. I always subconsciously thinking about, how they perceive me. That's why I constantly try to, even with my looks, and even with the videos that I post on YouTube, I second guess everything that I do to make sure that this is gonna be light, it's gonna be viewed, people are gonna like it. Have I gotten better over the years? Yes, I have. I still have that issue. It still lingers. It's still there. But I have gotten better to recognize my self-worth and to just like myself for myself and not worry about anybody else. But from time to time, that self-esteem, approval of others still, nitpicks at me. So it's there. It's not as strong as it was before, but I do recognize that from time to time it is there. Okay. Be excessively sensitive to criticism or disrespect. I am extremely sensitive. Extremely sensitive. Like, I don't like when people tell me I did something wrong. I hate that. Or I don't like when people say, I basically, I don't like, it's not like I don't like to be wrong. I just don't like that I've done something to cause somebody to feel some type of way. Um, Criticism, I can take constructive criticism. It depends what type of criticism it is, because sometimes criticism can be harsh when it's just like you just being cruel or you just talking down to somebody. But I am very sensitive to criticism. Keep in mind that I am an artist as a poet, and I'm sensitive about my shit. Everybody. But yeah, I'm very sensitive about my work, especially my poetry and everything like that. Like when I do my visual poetry on YouTube and stuff like that, I try to make sure I do a poem that's great and I memorize it. Some I memorize, some I don't. When I first started out doing poetry on YouTube, it was rough. I didn't take those videos that I could, but I didn't because it's I like to go back and then go to my present ones to see how much I've grown from that. But I'm very sensitive, and I don't like any disapproval. I don't like when someone doesn't like me for some type of reason, or they disapprove of what I've done and stuff like that. I always want to make my friends and family proud of me. I always want to be not a role model, but just someone that displays integrity, truth, strength, and creativity that's very positive. That's why I mostly try to represent myself at all times. Have a low tolerance for frustration, be easily bored by routine, often beginning projects without finishing them, or skipping from one event to another. Yes, I do that a lot. I got like 2 or 3 books in my head that well, 2 or 3 books I've started, and then maybe, well, I'm sorry, 2 books that I've started, one in my head that I haven't started, and the 2 books that I started writing them. I probably have actually 4. I started writing them years ago, and I stopped. And I have been meaning to go back and repolish them and try to construct them and get them out there to be published, and that hasn't happened yet. It's the same thing with this Harley Quinn video. I posted like a year and a half ago when I went to go see the Harley Quinn movie that I was gonna do a Harley Quinn video, and I'm just now doing it. Yeah, and I quickly get bored. I don't like routine is nice for family, so I do have a family, so I do like certain routine when it comes to that. But every now and then I need to break away from that and get into something exciting. I hate being bored. I hate boring people. People who are boring is unattractive to me. That's why I could probably count maybe on one hand how many relationships, serious relationships I've been in that lasted longer than a year or two, because people quickly bore me. Once you bore me, that's it. I'm no longer interested in you anymore. I go to the next one. And another one. And another one. And another one. Okay. I'm tripping now. So, but this goes to say that Harley Quinn and Tink have different personalities. We're fun loving, we're charismatic, we're outgoing, we're funny, we're smart, we're creative, but we have a dark side where we can be pouty, bratty, obnoxious, too emotionally intense, violent, and then very sad. But that's Harley for you, and that's Tink, and that's what it is. Have I gotten better? Yes and no. There's some things I've gotten better at that I've grown. There's certain things I still need work on, and that's fine. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to grow. But yes, and so guys, I hope you enjoy my video. I hope it wasn't too boring. I try to be as animated as possible as I possibly could. I think on the end note, I'm gonna play a song just to end it on a high note for you guys. So let's see, what can we play? Mm. I probably won't play nothing. I don't have anything. Here we go. We'll play this. This is by Anna Murphy, and it's called Harley Quinn. I don't own the rights to the music, guys. Okay? But as always, until next time, bye, crazy lovely. See ya. Peace.